Islam Makhachev and Alexander Volkanovski beyond delivering in what was a historic first for the UFC, at least as far as the men were concerned, number one versus number two on the pound for pound list. I don't much care about the whole pound for pound discussion, even though it will be open today. But it is Islam Makhachev, Ken Flo, successfully defending his lightweight title, unanimous decision, 48-47 times 2, 49-46 from the dissenting judge. Your thoughts on what was an outstanding main event, very far from where I am right now?
I really do. I thought it was a phenomenal fight. I think Volkanovski, I think, got more confident as I expected as the fight went on. Once he realized that, he can find his timing and kind of thwart some of those takedown attempts. I think we saw him, kind of increase his energy a bit, even when he was in some really bad spots, like when he had his back taken with the body triangle. He was staying calm. He seemed like he was composed throughout, even allowed him to have the confidence to actually try to, throw a lot of strikes at Islam his way. Islam, though, I think was underestimated a bit in terms of striking on my part. He doesn't have the most sophisticated footwork. He doesn't have the most sophisticated striking game, but he's got the fundamentals and he has excellent timing. And I think that size also came into play as he was countering Volkanovski very well with some hard shots. And, I think that was kind of the difference in a lot of those close rounds. He had enough pop and enough timing on his punches where it allowed him to get in on a lot of those takedowns. So I thought it was a tremendous performance from both men. Volkanovski is an absolute beast. We have to remind ourselves, though, when we're watching a fight, we do have bias, right? Especially in these big fights, and especially when you have a smaller man that you are rooting for. We are naturally, a lot of times, kind of pulling for the underdogs in a lot of ways. And that narrative in our head seems to kind of lead the way as we're watching fights. I know that was the case for me. As I was watching that fight live, John, I said, man, that was a close fight. I think Volk, pulled it off. I went back and watched the fight. I think it's important if we are to be intelligent human beings and trying to learn that we have to have an open mind enough to be able to change our mind. And after watching that fight again, sound off, no distractions, looking at it to score, it was close, but it was clear. Islam Makhachev won that fight. I had it rounds 1, 2, and 4 for Islam, rounds 3 and 5 for Volkanovski.